When you talk about luxurious lifestyles, guns, and, of course, women, there's only one name that pops up on people's minds. The king of Instagram, Dan Bilzerian. The 40-year-old poker playboy isn't just well-known, he's filthy rich and a famous socialite too. But unlike some tycoons, Bilzerian isn't just well-off. He's brazen and more than willing to flaunt it too. There is no denying that Bilzerian's life is a wild and crazy ride. From his gun collection to his extravagant lifestyle, girlfriends and pets, let's have a look at how Dan Bilzerian spends his money. But before that, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Hailed by many as the king of Instagram, this professional poker player and all-round playboy, who is said to be worth an enormous $200 million, has gained quite a reputation for himself in recent years, counting the likes of Floyd Mayweather and DJ Steve Aoki among his friends, and often seen singing his own praises on the grounds of his astounding wealth and endless community of online followers. Born to Paul Bilzerian in Florida, Dan led a comfortable life as a child. His father was a successful corporate takeover specialist. At that time, it was said he had a promising future, but it's actually turned out to be quite the opposite. In 1989, Paul Bilzerian spent 13 months in prison after being convicted of fraud. He later filed for bankruptcy, and within years, he owned the SEC $62 million. In the year 2000, Dan enrolled in the Navy SEAL training program, but could not complete it even after several attempts. He finally quit and completed his college education at the University of Florida, majoring in business and criminology. Dan had an interest in poker from an early age. Bilzerian started his career by playing poker in a World Series of Poker main event. His first event was in 2009, and he came in at 180th position. So, how does someone like Dan, a relative unknown just a few years ago, shoot to fame? In this case, all it took was a 5-second loop of video, and he was made, showing players betting at a poker table with $7 million in the pot. Dan wasn't even up there that night. But look at the background, and he could be seen up the spectators' gallery with a woman draped over him, stroking his beard. That video went viral, thus establishing him as the ultimate playboy of our time. Think a young and modern Hugh Hefner, and you wouldn't be far off the mark. Believe it or not, he is actually a self-proclaimed Bill Gates of poker. Dan has won over an astonishing $50 million through playing poker alone. One of the most interesting facts about Dan is that he won $13.2 million in just one night playing poker. In 2014, he won over $50 million in 1 year. Bilzerian announced he was going to run for the President of the United States in 2016, although he later stopped his run for the presidency and endorsed Donald Trump, obviously. Dan has also had 2 heart attacks before he even turned 40. His tweets are controversial, to say the least. A post where he wrote, "My greatest fear is that someone will break in and I won't be able to decide which gun to shoot them with," coupled with a photo of his dining table laden with assault rifles and other weaponry, unsurprisingly went viral too. But just how does he get away with living such an openly reckless life? Some might say that he seems more like a character out of a film, and they wouldn't be wrong. It is fair to describe 10979 Shalom Road a 31,000 square foot, 12-bedroom, 21-bathroom, 1 infinity pool, and 5 bar edifices in the exclusive Los Angeles enclave of Bel Air as a home. In the case of the Instagram king, yes. Up until recently, Bilzerian at least occasionally occupied the Ridgetop complex, which his company, Ignite International Brands, had been renting for $200,000 a month. The full worth of the house is $250 million. But sometime in 2020, Bilzerian and Ignite quietly exited the property and relinquished control to the owner, Don Bolin. Bilzerian's departure from the Los Angeles hills was the cause for celebration among his well-heeled neighbors. The Bel Air Association was so fed up with the commotion and pyrotechnics from the mansion that they were considering legal action. Based on what we can see from Bilzerian's Instagram page, he has quite a few cars of various sizes, purposes, and brands. A lot of the vehicles, though, seem to be large trucks, buggies, and SUVs with decent off-road capabilities. In fact, living in Las Vegas, we are pretty sure that all of these are very fun to launch off the desert dunes. He also has some pretty amazing rides, like the Shelby Cobra, Ferrari 812 Superfast, and even a Fiat 500. Bilzerian really does know how to be different from everyone else. The multi-millionaire poker player and businessman attracts many multicultural babes and is mostly surrounded by the beautiful women in pictures. So, does Dan actually have girlfriends? Well, the answer is no. At least, not in the traditional sense of the word. Most of the hot women that he surrounds himself with don't last long. That is Dan's MO, which is one of the many reasons why so many people loathe him. But the multi-millionaire poker player and businessman just doesn't care about what anyone thinks. And neither do the gorgeous, multicultural babes who love jumping on his yachts, private jets, and other expensive toys. We can only dream of being with any one of these gorgeous women that he hangs around with. Usually, the star of Twitter and Instagram has nothing but beautiful women in his bed, but that doesn't mean that he's sleeping with them. He actually has pets in the bed when it's nighttime. Dan has always been a rebel. He has had 2 Persian cats and also he has had 2 goats. Dan once invested $2,000 in his personal friend and fellow poker player, Jay Farber, nicknamed Panda, who finished second in the 2013 World Series of Poker main event and scored $5.1 million, of which he gave Dan $1 million and a goat in return for his $2,000 investment. Bilzerian said that he can't just have 1 goat, so he got a second, and now he's the proud owner of 2 goats, which he says are pretty awesome animals. We couldn't agree more. Owning a goat would be awesome. Bilzerian also hosted a poker tournament in 2015 to raise money for brain research. The tournament took place inside his Las Vegas home and cost $1,000 to enter. Celebrities like Ludacris and Vin Diesel showed up for the event, along with countless others. The winner of the tournament was awarded tickets to the Pacquiao vs Mayweather fight. In total, Bilzerian was able to raise over $100,000 for charity. Guns and women got Dan Bilzerian where he is today, a mansion full of guns and a hot tub full of women. He lines his feed with photos of himself and the women in the wilderness, playing with his arsenal of rifles, his biceps the size of their thighs. Bilzerian once trained to be a Navy SEAL, and whilst he never became one, he often brags of his apparently deadly prowess. But on a Sunday night in 2017, in the real Las Vegas, the Instagram star found himself caught in the worst mass shooting in modern US history. He saw a woman lying dead, he said. Bilzerian documented the shooting on his Instagram story. Looking at his body and online lifestyle, you'd think he would be able to take down the shooters all by himself. But that wasn't really the case. In a clip that had been plastered all over the internet, he stands in front of police lights, looking slightly dazed. He even asked a police officer for a gun, which the officer yelled and told him to back off, and that he didn't know who Dan was. Ouch. So, he went home, leaving fans to wonder whether one of Instagram's most formidable stars was something different in real life. But what a fun life he lives, right? That's all for today, folks. We hope that you enjoyed the video. Where do you think that Dan Bilzerian would be if not for the one viral video that made him famous? Get involved and let us know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.